Aston Villa 2, Lille 1. Positives, we are 1-0 up going into the next leg of Europa Conference League quarter-final. I've got to give massive credit to Lille here because I thought they were absolutely brilliant. I thought they passed the ball around really well. I thought they controlled large parts of that game. Felt like Villa were a little bit slow, a little bit off it, a little bit cagey. But yeah, we won the game, but I'm just a little bit, I don't know how I feel about it. I think, if we were going in 2-0, going into that return leg, I think I'd feel a little bit more confident. But I think having seen Lille play and the way they've knocked it about and the amount of chances that they've created, I think going into this return leg at their place, I think if they play anything like that, then I think they're going to beat us. How many saves has Emi Martinez had to make today? Four saves, 3 one-on-ones maybe. Achilles heel again, defending set pieces, corners, free header, near post. Really frustrating. I think, when that header went in to make it 2-1, it's like you just go, not another one. But the positive is that we won the game. Ollie Watkins, another goal for Ollie Watkins, great header. John McGinn, really good finish on the edge of the area. But all in all, it feels like you can't really get too excited because the tie is still massively in the balance. And I think Villa hold the advantage, but I think it's a slender advantage and games can change quickly. So I'm a little bit cautious on how to feel after this because I don't really think that we've played that well, and it's not me being like really negative. It's just being honest of that game. I don't think we had enough control in the game. I think if you look at the balance of play, Lille controlled the ball for large parts of it. They had sustained pressure, and I think we just sat off them. So yeah, you could say that it's a real good Unai Emery European victory, but I think the balance, it's still up in the air. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Up the Villa. Justin, I've kicked it off, and I've been a bit. We've won, which is great, yeah. But on the grand scheme of what I've just watched and how they've played, yeah, and that this score is at 2-1, I'm a little bit worried about the next leg. How are you feeling?
It's a very odd feeling because essentially we've won a very hard game tonight, but you've got to look at the bigger picture. It's a two-legged European game, isn't it? I wanted a 2-0 lead. We knew coming into this, we've done a lot of research on Lille. We know how good they are. They are better than I thought. They've come here, they've dominated possession, they're comfortable on the ball, they love these little triangles. We haven't pressed as well as we could, and I think we did very well to go in at 1-0 at half-time. 2-0 was an absolute dream position to be in. But let's be right and let's be brutally honest, and we are honest on here. If it's not for Emi Martinez, we're out of sight tonight.
Oh yeah, it could have been about
exactly
3-4 half time. You
have to take into account it's a two-legged game. I was down here a long time ago, many years ago, when we beat Inter Milan 2-0, and everybody thought it was all over, and we went to the San Siro and lost 3-0. So against very good sides, they will be over the moon with this tonight. They'll have had a good look at us tonight. They will have looked at how they've used the ball, how much they've dominated possession. They'll look at how many chances they've created, good chances. I mean, one-on-ones with Emi, and they'll say, okay, we're 1-0 down, but we got a home tie, 50,000. We're going to be up against it next week. There's no question. That's not being negative at all. This isn't a one-off game with 3 points at stake. You'd be over the moon getting 3 points.
Yeah, because we always say sometimes on this channel that play crap and win.
But that's great in the league.
That's what I mean.
Fantastic in the league.
That's what I mean.
If that's a league game, if that's in the group stages, you come out and you go, we've got 3 points there, over the moon. Let's just forget about it now. But with a second leg to come next week away, it is concerning. Now, that's not to say Villa aren't capable of going there and getting a really good result, but the Villa that we've seen recently isn't at the moment in position to go out there and dominate the game and win the game, I don't think. That's not to say that we can't put in a performance on the night. We can, of course we can, but we need to see Villa from earlier in the season. That's the Villa we need next week, because it is going to be a monumental task to go out there and get through, basically, isn't it? A draw is over the moon. I'd take a 0-0, I'd take a 1-1 right now, but you know, it's a very weird feeling coming out after winning in the quarter-final of a European competition, yet feeling a bit down. And I hope other Villa fans, and I think everybody that's been here tonight and watched on the telly will totally understand the feeling. You know, the only thing that matters in Europe is getting through to the next round. Now, we've done just enough tonight to win the game. Do we deserve to win it? I thought they were the better team, if I'm brutally honest. But it's not all over. There's a second leg to play. Who knows what can happen next week, and we've got to get there positive, and that's what they'll do. They'll set up to be positive, you know. I think we've got to be a bit more proactive. I think we've got to be a bit more on the front foot. I think we've got to engage them higher up the pitch, not let them have the ball, because they will dominate the ball next week. After what I've seen there tonight, they will totally dominate the ball. So we've got to be very good next week.
Yeah, up the Villa. 2-1, talk to me, how you feeling?
It's on a knife edge, isn't it, really? It's half time. We rode our luck at times. They got in behind us quite easily. Emmy's made some massive saves tonight to keep us in this tie. Glad he went with a really strong lineup, to be honest, after Brentford, because it gets a bit disjointed if he makes too many changes. And these are big games now, quarter-finals, business end of the season, you know. So niggly game. I thought there was a few decisions didn't go our way. Big penalty shout for Ollie Watkins, but he squares it to Morgan Rogers. That ball, that's a certain goal, you know. So, but we're still in it. And it's going to be a tough game next week.
How do you see it going then? Having watched this tonight, how do you see the second leg going?
Well, we set up a bit different away from home. We're a little bit more less expansive with our play, like we were when Emery took over last season. So I think he'll probably be a bit less open in the middle. You know, I think it was a big battle today. So he might well put Tim in with Dougie Luiz and hopefully give us the threat of Diaby and Bailey on that right hand side to start with, get the first goal and then hopefully shut up shop. You know?
Feels a bit edgy though, doesn't it? Feels a bit edgy going into this. It's going to be nervy, I think.
It does. But look, I was here at 26 years ago. We played Atletico Madrid in that quarter final. That was the last European quarter final we were in, and we lost that game, but the roof was going to come off that
I've heard about this noise.
It was an incredible atmosphere. And it kind of feels the same, but we're in the hunt. Yeah. We're in the hunt. So, yeah.
Love it.
Cheers for what you do, Luke.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Keeping us from far away.
Yeah.
In with the Villa.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers,
mate. The Villa. How are you feeling?
I feel relieved in the end. I mean, I think at the end I was just holding out, just making sure we got that one goal advantage in the end. I thought we were just going to do Brentford all over again and we're going to collapse, but I thought Martinez was good all game. Obviously, bar the goal that he conceded, but it was a good header at the end of the day. You got to give credit to Lille. You know, they came here. You know, they passed it around very good. They were good on the ball. They had a few threats. You know, obviously the offside goal was a downgrader for them, but I felt like we let them off the hook a little bit. You know, they were good in the wide areas as well. But yeah, I've got to give a shout out to Martinez because obviously he kept us in the game. And you know, if he performs like that at their stadium, I'm hoping for at least, you know, we hold that for a draw at the end of the day, and you know that will get us through at the end.
Watkins, another goal from Watkins. You know, he's header as well.
You know what? Another goal for Watkins, but nobody will talk about him. They'll talk about Tony instead. So, you know, his record proves it at the end of the day. I know I'm a Villa fan, but I talk for Watkins and how good he's been this season. You know, he should be going to the Euros regardless. And, you know, I would take both of them in my opinion. But Watkins is ahead of the game. And, you know, I know obviously Tony's at the ban and stuff, but he's good aerially as well. Don't forget that. You know, Tony's a strong guy, but, you know, Watkins gives that threat and goal aerially as well. So, you know, I think he's played for the Euros and he can prove a point.
What, the Villa?
The Villa.
1. How'd you feel?
So I think we give it away at the end. Well, no, because we've won, so winning in Europe's the main aim. But I think going at least 2-0 to France would have made a big difference, but I'll still back the boys. We can go get a result.
You know, we said even before the game that they're a really good team. They play good football. I think they've showed that today of how good they are. My little worry is that if we play like that and they play like how they've done at their place, I think, you know, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I think, but
I just think the substitutions they come on to us because losing Ollie Watkins, he just makes so much difference, and their defence step forward. But same, win's a win. You can't, be upset about winning.
Are you concerned a little bit now with these set pieces? Because I'm feeling I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed about these set pieces now.
Yeah. Well, the 3 saves in the first half was stunning, and then you let in something like that, you just feel for him, don't you? Because he wants that clean sheet.
And it showed why he's the best goalkeeper in the world with those saves. I mean, I think, like you say, there was 3 of them. I think there was another one in the second half, and I'd probably say he was man of the match today, Martinez.
Easy, yeah.
I think that shows you where the game's gone, really. If our goalkeeper's man of the match, then it's a little bit frustrating. But are you confident of next week, or?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, all right. We'll end it on that one then. Up the Villa, 2-1. How are you feeling?
Nervous. I think the next leg's going to be very, very difficult. My honest opinion of what the score will be next time, I think we're going to end up going to penalties. I think it's going to be 2-1 to them. Hopefully we can nick it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Well, it's going to be a tough game.
It is going to be a tough one because they're a good team, and we knew that it was going to be difficult. But I just felt like we just were a little bit within ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've come away with. I've just felt like we've not really shown what we're about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I felt we weren't as expressive tonight as we usually are, as we try to be. I think next week, I think we're going to have to probably go all guns blazing, and hopefully we don't concede.
Yeah. You want to touch on your mate?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be a bit emotional now. Last year I had a very, very tough year. It was the worst year of my life. And I'm in this group chat, and they all helped me through it.
Yeah.
And Phil is a big Man United fan. We always had a bit of banter. He's part of this group.
Yeah.
He helped me through the terrible year for me, and unfortunately this morning he lost his life. So it's I'm very, very sad. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to try and remember him some ways tonight. I'm going to go home and going to raise a glass to him.
Yeah.
And he was invited to a barbecue. I'm going to fill a glass up for him there as well. So,
lovely, mate. Great words for him.
Thank you very
Up
much.
the Villa, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Cheers.